Captain Abdulkareem Al Masabi is an award-winning leader, master mariner, and CEO of Adnoc Logistics and Services, the UAE's largest integrated maritime logistics company and now the number 2 global player in the energy logistics sector. From managing market shocks and geopolitical shifts to maintaining resilience and investor confidence, Captain Abdulkareem unpacks how Adnoc Logistics and Services built one of the most robust maritime logistics platforms in the world. In this episode, we discuss the strategic thinking behind Adnoc Logistics and Services' record-breaking IPO, how the company continues to balance growth and remain resilient within a declining global shipping market, achieving 130% growth. Long-term contracts worth $26 billion, a $10 billion fleet expansion, and a 50-year partnership with TA'ZIZ are reshaping the UAE's role in the global energy logistics sector. This is a special edition of the National's Business Extra podcast, and I'm your host, Khalid Abul-Jubain. Hello, everyone, and welcome. We're sitting here at the Adnoc Investor Majlis, and we'd like to welcome our guest to the show, CEO of Adnoc L&S, Abdulkareem Al Masabi. Captain Abdulkareem, welcome to the show.
Shukran, Asad. Thank you.
So I was actually very interested in listening to your talk. I know you guys just signed a 50-year agreement with TA'ZIZ, and that's it's going to be the UAE's first port for exporting diversified chemicals. So how do you build resilience and flexibility to adjust to these different geopolitical tensions, market conditions, and disruptions?
Thank you very much for the question. I think this is always asked by people who doesn't really basically experience the day-to-day difficulties and challenges of this sector. Definitely, I think we're a sector that is marked by its volatilities and cyclicality. Hence why we always convey the message to our investors that we have built a very strong and resilient platform.
Like a robust one, yeah.
A robust, exactly. So agility, flexibility is important for us to scale up, scale down, but at the same time providing that great cash flow visibility to our investors through signing these long-term contracts, because this is extremely important for the investors. At the same time, we have always looked at how we can secure minimum of 60% of our revenue is always going to be a long-term contract. So we keep that 40%. At the same time, it's intentional. We like the volatility. We like the cyclicality. One day you could make 100,000 on a VLCC, and the other day you can make $10,000.
Keeps you on your toes, right?
So it keeps you on your toes. But at the same time, 2 good months can generate the value of 1 full year.
Wow, really?
In the shipping and in the sector. So we like it. We like to maintain it. But resilience is extremely important for our investors and people investing with us. This is something that we are always putting ourselves in their shoes. How would they look at us? We are a growth stock. As we have seen over the past 6 years, we've grown massively, actually. Our valuation have almost like grown by 12-fold.
Yeah, you guys are the number 2 global player now in logistics, right?
So if you look at market capitalization today, we are number 2. This is a big transformation from just being a local back in 2019. So we're not talking about decades ago. It's just 2019. We were just locally focused on Adnoc and the region. But today we are number 2 globally. We are number 2. We are number 1 owner and operator of jackup barges. We are number 1 in back-to-back bunker trading. We have 24 vessels still under construction. That is going to generate an additional $10 billion. That is the kind of confidence that we are bringing to the table for our investors, for our shareholders.
So, and you actually, in 2023, you guys launched the IPO, correct? And it was one of the largest listings actually in the UAE. So I've spoken to people before who talk about IPOs, and there's always sometimes not a clear objective, right? Why are we doing this IPO? Sometimes it's a bit, do we want just the cash? Do we want strategic partnerships? So I'm curious from your perspective, what was the objective of the IPO and what were the challenges you faced going through that in actually listing and getting it up on the ground?
Actually, why doing it? I think it's all about contributing to the local economy, contributing to our local investors. This is always one of the main visions that Adnoc and Group companies is actually aiming for. Amplifying the ADX, of course, as another example. But at the same time, when we deliver our equity story during the IPO, we believed in it and we knew how we are going to execute it in a very, very disciplined way. You remember the oversubscription, it was just something unheard of. We were almost like the number 1 global oversubscribed stock in June 2023.
Wow.
163 times oversubscription. If you ask me what was the biggest challenge, it is actually that oversubscription. How do I manage, basically, or how do we manage in Adnoc allocating stakes for this with 163 oversubscription? And we promised our investors of our growth and equity story. Alhamdulillah, we have been very well disciplined and focused in how we are executing. We've announced a strategy before the IPO. Within 2 years, we announced 5-year strategy, and within 2 years, mission accomplished. Today, we are already embarking on another 5-year strategy, and this will be the third, because we've done one 2019, mission accomplished by 23. We've done a 5-year for 23, was mission accomplished in 25. So we've been very well focused on how we execute, how we bring that value accretiveness to our shareholders, resilience, and making sure that we provide that security to the imports and exports of the energies to the UAE and from the UAE. That is extremely important for us, because we do have a strategic reason to exist as well. That should not be missed.
Yeah, and I love what you said at the beginning when we started. It's contributing back to the local economy, right?
Absolutely.
It's giving back to the UAE and this amazing place that has enabled so many businesses and Adnoc to launch so many successful products. And I know you guys are expanding across the region as well in so many different markets. So now looking, you set 5 years from 2019, you got it in 2 years. Then you got the next one in 3. So now looking ahead to 2030, what are the key priorities and objectives you guys have currently, and what do you hope to hit in the next couple of years?
I think throughout the past 5 or 6 years, we have proven that when we say we will do something, we do it, and we do it faster. That becomes a big challenge for us in front of our boards, because they think that we might do it again, and then we are raising the bar again and again. So I think for us, definitely there is a huge room for expansions for us. And if you look at our diversification as well, we are into integrated logistics. That's a huge segment, by the way. It's not just one. Jack-up barges, OSVs, PSVs, ports, onshore, offshore, you name it, okay? And we are on shipping as well, diversified, LNG, crude, products, bulk, gas as well. And we are in the services section through marine services and through many other services that we do, the back-to-back bunker trading, for example. So if you look at all of these sectors that we are actually engaging in, what does it give us? Diversification, okay, which is very important for us, that we can capture many opportunities. We are not limited to only one scope to go for.
In a very volatile market too.
And the other one, which is right, you rightly just mentioned, basically, it gives a great cushion against the cyclicality and the volatility. If it happens in the shipping, and not even in the shipping, it could happen in the VLCC. We have products, we have bulk, we have integrated logistics. It could happen in the integrated logistics. And if you look at this year alone, it actually proven that diversity is extremely important for us.
Yeah.
Shipping have faced many challenges this year, actually. We are the only company that maintained its guidance.
Mashallah.
We continued maintaining our guidance for growth, despite that the shipping globally have declined massively.
Yeah.
Okay. And we were punished at one point because of that shipping.
Sure.
In April and May, and the US tariffs, of course. But we are not a shipping. We are an integrated logistic company in the energy sector.
Yeah.
And that's what differentiates us.
Yeah. And having that, I guess, flexibility, like you correctly said, enables you not only to adjust to the volatility of the market like currently, but when you sign these 50-year agreements as well with TASDs, also allows you to project to the future. And that also brings back security to not only the company, but to investors and for people looking to enter the space and collaborate.
Look at the Adnoc impact, as well said. We do enjoy this strategic alignment with Adnoc and its group companies. And for us, we do have this long-term contract visibility, long-term revenue certainty. That's extremely important for the resilience part of it, this business.
Yeah.
But again, Adnoc as a main shareholder, as a parent company, is a very big supporter for us now and going forward.
Mr. Abdulkareem, thank you so much for your time today. This was a pleasure, such a great conversation.
Thank you very much.
I love the vision, and I can't wait to see what you guys do in the next 5 years. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for hosting me. Thank you.